I am clipping, but all right, everybody. All right, everybody. Okay, so now the mic doesn't have to be so close to my face. Welcome to episode 81 of Keeping It Real. I am super horny. I just want to hump something. I won't. I will not be releasing this tonight or tomorrow morning. I think it's safe to, I'll just say, you never know. I don't know when, I don't know. I'm not gonna jack off, because discipline. Okay. And at the end of this month, I think I'm leaning towards giving up. I only had one soda tonight. I didn't have any soda at work. I ate as healthy of a lunch as I could have. And at the end of this month, I think I'm going to give up watching stuff. I'm going to give up YouTube and everything, which is crazy, but anyway, I think I can do it. Okay, so yesterday I brought up very briefly the idea of, I think I brought up, what was it? What did I bring up? Flirting. But I never actually got around to talking about it. So that's why I want to start today's episode off. I want to talk about flirting. Because, you know what? I think I'm really good at it. I think I know a lot about it. I think I'm experienced. And I think I just want to talk about it. I am 21. I'm a guy. I'm single. I live outside. I live pretty far outside of a college campus. But I do work right next door to said college campus. I wouldn't say I flirt too much in my day to day, but sometimes the opportunity comes around, and I think I am lucky to come from a very big public school where I interacted with lots of girls all the time, and I can flirt. So let's start somewhere. I'm going to say that maybe you are someone that would like to know how to flirt with a woman, or maybe how to flirt in general. This can go both ways. Well, I'm going to tell you, get your pen and get your paper, because your boy is a flirty man, and he knows how to flirt, and he knows how to, you know what I'm saying? Something I saw recently that really stuck with me is that people are attracted to people in which they think would be good partners. So what makes someone a good partner? Well, someone that you might think you'd want to combine your DNA with, maybe somebody that you think you might grow from spending time around, somebody that you're attracted to. So what is attraction? Well, at one point in time, it was probably does this person survive, right? Does this person have, do they look like they have good muscles? Do they look like they have fast legs and sharp teeth? But nowadays, it looks like, does this person seem like they have a future? I think a lot of people get mixed up in thinking that they're not in the exactly where they want to be. I don't know if this is what he thinks or not, but for example, I have a roommate, and he doesn't. I actually think that he did just get a full-time offer. I think that he did, which is fantastic for him. But let's say in a universe where he didn't, he's at a point in his life where he's almost finished with his college degree, but he didn't have a job, right? He's single, and I know the guy. I think what he wants one day is to have a family and to have children, but he might not feel like he's ready to flirt, I guess, try his hand at the game until he has a job or has a certain amount in his savings. And honestly, I'm talking more about me than I am about him. But when I saw this thing online, it said that it doesn't actually matter how much money you have. It doesn't actually matter where you work, if you work. It doesn't matter. It's almost like nothing really matters. You can find love no matter where you're at. As long as you want something, anything. I think the biggest reason or the biggest turn off or like, hell, I'll even say it. On my first date with my now ex-girlfriend, I remember she was saying something about like, sometimes like her days kind of just feel or like she told me like that her days always feel the same. And I remember thinking in the car, like, damn, does she have like no like aspirations? And that wasn't true. She wanted to like travel to Italy. And like, and obviously I stayed with her and like I liked her. But it's like, I remember like if you want, before you go and you flirt, you have to understand that flirting is a very intelligent thing nowadays. It takes a great deal of mental intelligence to flirt. Flirting is not something that a pig or a dog or a cat can do. Flirting is a uniquely human ability, just like intelligence. We as people have this like thing in us that allows us to self-realize, and through that there are so many different things that you can do with it in just one short lifetime. And if it depends on what you want. I feel like I'm all over the place here. I'm not going to lie to you. I have lots to talk about. Lots happened today. But I want to stick on flirting, I think, for a bit. Also, yesterday I was thinking, what if I took like 5-minute breaks throughout these episodes? I think that could be cool. That could be interesting. Might be refreshing. I'd cut them out, of course, for you people, but like it'd just be nice for me to collect my thoughts off camera. I might try that out today. Anyway. I know how to flirt. Flirting is like this is a bad example of flirting. Going up to a girl and saying, "Hey, can I get your phone number?" Like that's not, I mean, actually there's nothing wrong with that, really. Flirting is like, okay, this is a bad example of flirting. Walking up to, but it's funny though, because nothing's ever really, you can't like say a string of words is bad because there's some guy out there that's going to make it work. When you flirt, you have to like take on a persona of somebody that like, it's like this game, right? It's like this dance, and all beautiful things in life share this quality. If you look at basketball, chess, if you look at high-level education, if you look at working at Jersey Mike's, if you look at driving a car, if you look at running, extreme runners, if you look at cycling, bikes and bicyclists, if you look at being on the internet, sharing yourself, and YouTube, if you look at anything really, you can find this deeper dance, this deeper language. We all speak English, but we don't all speak chess. There is this weird, deeper world to every little thing that you could possibly imagine. And flirting, flirting is one of them. When you are single and someone else is single and you two are both together, it is like this dance. You are actively in pursuit, yet also control of like this one entity that is the flirting. Like it becomes this physical thing where like you use all that you know to try, and you try hard and you want to know more. It's like you're dancing around a fire pit, and like it's like that feeling, when it's like why do we dance as people? Like if aliens came down to our planet and they wanted to do a study on us. They'd see us dancing and they'd be like, "Hey, yo, why are these people dancing? Like, what? Like, can someone please explain to me what is going on? Why are they dancing? And what is dancing? Like, we used to be moving around. Like, I know to us it seems so normal. Like, when you feel the beat, you feel the music, you dance. But like, dance is just a word. Like, we just move in weird ways. We move in ways that we don't typically move, and that's what flirting is. It's like you have your life, your passions, your job, your friends, but then there's like this pretty girl that you see every once in a while that you exchange words with, and the words, they seem different. Like the way that you both exchange words, like you don't know if it's just you. That's the thing about flirting, is that just like basketball or chess, it's like it is with another, yet you are only with your own mind. So it's like that bridge where like you try to gauge, what experience level is this person? Like out of all the people that I've run across and I've done this dance with, I have all this data. So let me try to see like, how can this person flirt? And how is it different from me? Are they even flirting with me? Like, do they smile, but like they might, like, I don't know. They like this dance feeling, this like singularity moment thing where like my heart's beating a bit faster and everything might be totally one-sided, and they might even feel, let me not show my card. Like, it's like this act. I don't know how to put it, but I think I've done it a lot. Like, I think that I've like, yeah, I think I've done it a lot. And when you do something a lot, it changes. And it's so interesting because you never know what's going on. You just know that like you're you and you continue to be you. But like everything's always like fluid. It's always changing. So I don't know if I can give you like a how to flirt. I mean, I can try. I'll try my best. How to flirt. I mean, this is going to be like boring. It's going to be all the things that I try to say to you all the time. Like, nothing is going to like be super interesting about what I'm about to say. You just got to be yourself and be confident in that. Do your best to figure out who you are, and then share you. That is the most intelligent thing you can do, I think, is to share yourself. I think the greatest minds in this life are the ones who you know about. There can't be, I don't believe there is a great mind that is not in some sort of way an open book. Like, it's like people don't become great by being selective and being closed off. They become great by sharing and loving and like being so open that it's honestly odd to those around them. So flirting is a lot of things. And it's just like a sort of heads up, do your best sort of deal. If you're doing it, do it. If you're not doing it, I would recommend not thinking about it. It's like you got to give yourself rest. You got to give yourself time. If you hyper obsess over a type of speech or a string of words or a action sequence that you want to pull off or do to someone in public as a flirting exercise, right? That's great. I mean, it's great that you want to flirt, but like, you're not going to get better at it by thinking those thoughts. Even if you write it out, even if like right now, me talking to this camera about flirting is not giving me anything. It's not helping me whatsoever when it comes to flirting. Like, it might, it's helping me in other ways. Like, I love this series, and like, I love this hobby of mine. Like, it brings me great it's fulfilling. It's like I'm trying to assign myself a purpose, and I think I'm doing quite a good job so far. But in terms of flirting, no matter like how much time I spend on this, go back, and no matter how many times I go back and think about all the times I flirted and, what going forward, what I might do, I'm not actually going to, like, there won't be any improvement on my dance. The only way to improve your dance is to dance. And that on its own might lead you to the realization that dancing isn't even for you. You don't want to flirt? Dude, no, don't flirt. Like, don't flirt. But, it's funny because, I don't know. It always, like, it's just so interesting. So yeah. I mean, let's go through like my lifetime of flirting. I remember in elementary school, my best friend, Bennett Moulton. I remember I used to play soccer every day. I had a couple, I had some buddies that played soccer. I remember I used to be the team captain in elementary school. Like every day I'd bring the soccer ball out there. It was either me or Tucker Aaron would bring it out there. And we would play soccer. And it was like the best fucking thing ever. And I remember that was what we did in recess, which is like, your free time. Recess is your free time. And I remember my friend Bennett Moulton. I remember he would walk around the track at recess, which I didn't even know that he did. Like I did not care at all. But there was one day or one stretch of time where he let it be known to me that was what he chose to do. And I remember having this weird realization, like, you can choose to not play soccer at recess. Like, I play soccer at recess. Like, why would I, like that's what I do. Like, are you telling me that, like, I should reconsider? Like, it was kind of mind-bending, altering. It's like a time away from home. School is really where you grow up, or you grow out, or you grow into whoever you're going to be. School is amazing. If I ever have kids, I'm going to find the best school for them. I don't know what that's going to mean. I'm probably going to change a lot as a person between now and when I have children, but like school is so important, like to the development of a human being. Like it's like all of a sudden it's like, it's people your age with parents like yours. And like, there's only a couple teachers. Oh, tomorrow or 2 days from now. Oh yeah. No, 2 days from now, I will begin my certification substitute course for Wake County. I'm so excited to be a sub. My roommate said I'm going to be a good sub. I'm going to be a substitute teacher in this school system. And I think I'm so excited about it. All right, back to it though. He was like, "Yeah, I walked the track." And I remember I was so caught up in thinking like, I have the choice to walk the track. Why would I want to? I play soccer. I'm in the process of like pushing this experience out of my mind. Like, this doesn't seem significant. Like, I play soccer. Like, what's significant is like, I mean, what did I even do at that age? I don't even, what's significant is like, I fucking go home and like, what did I do? Like, play on my DS? I don't even remember what I did. Like, it was always like, whatever. Like, I never, like, it was always just whatever the hell I wanted. Like, I was like the most spoiled, rotten kid. I was the first son. I was like, just fucking like in my own world. Just like everyone always smiled at me and I was always smiling and like everything was just like this golden rainbow world. And it was so crazy. So he pushes. I remember like being pushed on, and it was like, I walk the track because I walk the track with girls. And I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, I don't give a shit about girls. Like, I remember thinking like, dude, I do not care at all about any girls, because I remember thinking like, oh, it's like I didn't even think about it, but I feel like I knew in the back of my head that like girls smiled at me and like that was enough. Like, I didn't care. I didn't care at all. Like, and as I would get older, I never walked the track with him. I did though, after that time, get my first girlfriend, whomst I still remember her birthday, May 2nd. I went with my mom to the mall to buy her earrings once. And I've spoken about this on this podcast before, but we'll see how I talk about it this time. And I don't remember how or what. I don't know. I'd like to know, like, how did I get her phone number, or like, I don't think we had phone. Did we have phone numbers? I don't know. Like, how was I in contact with this girl? I don't know, but we were dating, like, I don't know, man. Like, I wish I could go back in time and like see and read things. But I can't. And I don't remember like flirting. I think this is like the first example of like, okay, well, I did the thing. Now I have a girlfriend, a girl to, if I wanted to, walk the track with. But like, listen, dude, I play soccer. Like, I don't know what you do at recess, but I'm playing soccer. So come play soccer or whatever. But I don't have any memory, no memory of like ever really speaking to her or hanging out with her. It was just like, I would text her and like, that was it. I think that that's a really, really common thing nowadays. And I've grown to resent the effects, I believe. I don't resent anything, but it's just like, if it weren't like, if there was no phone, then like, I would never have, like, there wouldn't be like that experience. Like, imagine what would have happened. Like, imagine how my life would have gone if there was no phone. I was told by, people, my coworker was like, I don't know. Sometimes you see like girls will come to you, right? And like that's true. That is true. But I don't know. Continuing, what do I even talk? I'm talking about Riz. Not Riz. I'm talking about flirt. I'm talking about flirting. Oh my God. All right. I have so much to say. Okay. Let's push through. I was talking about flirting. Yeah, I never flirt. I mean, I guess I did. I guess that counts as I flirted. This was the first girl that I flirted with. I remember sending her texts. I probably was like, I love you. I was probably like, we're going to be together forever. I can't remember, but like this, I can only imagine that if it was like something where I told my mom I want to get her earrings from the mall, like I'm sure I was just like, you and me forever. Like, I love you so much. Like, just imitating what you see like in the movies, what you think might be what you're supposed to do. Like, yeah, I have mom and dad, but like that, yeah, that's what, I love you. And like, basically like, we're going to be how my mom and dad are. And my mom and dad like had been married for 15 years or whatever. However many years they had been married, 10 years, 10 years, like just some crazy amount of time that at the time to me was so like foreign and unbelievable. Like, all I just knew was mom and dad. Like, I knew, it was weird because I knew that there was a time in their lives where they hadn't met one another. And I knew that like there was a time where they weren't committed through marriage and a time before me, but like I did not give that any critical thought at all. Like, I just was like, la 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 la. Like I told you, like I didn't, like all I did was just like exist, and like life was just so bliss. And it's still, listen, I still like I think I'm doing my younger self very, very proud. I think if he saw me where I'm at today, he'd be like, this is dope, bro. Like, keep doing you. Like I think, because like he is me and I'm him, and I think that we'd get along great. So yeah, that's my first flirt, my first flirting. Like, that's, I remember like trying to make her laugh. I remember this. I remember like doing my best to like entertain her, or like just exist through her like, I didn't know really what she was thinking or what she was doing, but I did know that like I had control over my words and actions and thoughts, and like I just tried to direct myself towards her in like a very vague sense, and I did, and we were in love. And I wish there was a picture somewhere, because we looked like, I think, the same person. She had really short black hair, and I was really small and had short black hair. And so we looked like brother and sister. And then, I don't know, it kind of like exploded. It was weird because I had never like there was like, this was the first like thing like this that had ever happened to me in my life. And it didn't explode. I said on a previous episode, you can go back and find it. I don't know which one it was, but like I remember how it ended, or not how it ended, but like my last memories of it was I think she came up to me sometime. And what's crazy about like memory is it's all this weird telephone game. And like what I'm saying to you right now may have never happened, but it's just these vague repetitions of callbacks that I've had over the past 10 years that I'm banking off of. So I wonder what she might say, or like it's just so weird. But I remember I just stopped directing myself towards her because I think it got exhausting, or there was friction, and like at that point in my life everything was bliss, and I didn't understand, like nothing was hard. Nothing I did was hard. Like, yeah, it was hard to wake up and get to school, but like my parents did that for me. Like I had to wake up because they made me wake up, like it's easier. Like, like I like nothing, like there was nothing hard. Like school was easy. I understood everything. Homework didn't really exist. Like I just kind of like breathed in, breathed out, ate food that was prepared for me, went to bed in like a clean bed where the sheets were always made because mom always made them. I was never taught to do anything or work for anything at that age, which I think I think it might have been nice if like I was beginning to be eased into those things, because now I really struggle with like staying clean and my hygiene and exercise and eating healthy. I really, that's like some of my biggest bottlenecks at this point in my life is like I'm really struggling with like shed up there: sleep, health, exercise, and diet. Health and hygiene. H is for hygiene also. It's for hygiene actually. Hygiene and health. So sleep, hygiene, exercise, and diet. Shed. I really struggle with that stuff. Really hard. And I noticed that some people my age really don't. But that's just the way it goes. There's a lot of pros to me living such an easy life at that age. It's all just whatever it is. But let's stick with flirting and see where we end up, because I want to get to present day flirting and through my eyes. So now, where am I at now? Where am I now? I don't know. Oh, then it's another girlfriend, and the flirting is all like, yeah, like I'm understanding. I'm understanding. There was a girl in between girlfriend 1 and 2, I remember, where I felt like I was unintentionally flirting because I was just being myself, and she was there, and I could tell she really liked me. I think maybe one of her friends even like told me one time, and like, but I didn't want it. Like I didn't want any part of it, and I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So like I remember like thinking like, why, like this is so out of my control. Like why, like I know she likes me. I wish she wouldn't. Like I don't like this. And then there's another girlfriend, and then no more girlfriend anymore. And then I'm like, then basically when there's no more girlfriend anymore the second time, then it's kind of like, okay, I'm so totally done with this. Like there will never, like no more girls are ever going to like make me like confused. Like I hate confusion. I hate like effort. I hate effort. I hate things that are work. I hate I hate responsibility. These are all like the big words you hear from adults when you're that age. Like, you're got to start taking responsibility. You got to like, but they're all just words. And if you just ignore them, then you can just like drink Sprite and eat mac and cheese and like nothing's happening. But with this girl thing, it's like they're like your age. And like, it's so strange because like why is this what I need to do? Like, you're my age. Isn't everything supposed to be just like awesome and fun? Like, why do you want me to like do work? Like, what? Like, like, we have school for that. Hello. And it's easy. Like, why do I want to like hang out with you if like you're like sad? Cause like, I don't, like what? Like what? Like what? Like, I've never chose who I've hung out with. It's always just been like, who's closest to me? Like, like why is this such a weird, like, why you gotta be so weird? Like, it's like, it was this time when like, it was just this time and I lived through it. And then there were no more girls. And I said, I want nothing to do with girls. Like, finally, I can just get back to my life of doing whatever the fuck it is that I do, walk over here, eat something over here, talk to this person because they're literally just right here. Like, just breathe in, breathe out, and exist. It's fucking great. It's literally what I'm doing right now. And I'm really trying to soak it up because it's like so awesome to not have anyone that you have to check in with or do anything for or keep in mind. And I'm just, just like how I don't think that I'm going to work at Jersey Mike's forever. I doubt that I will. So I'm really just trying to like enjoy the time that I'm there. I'm trying to like really soak in each pull of the slicer and like put my uniform, like each bike ride at Jersey Mike's. I'm trying to just sort of like, dang, like this is really just awesome that I get to do this. So we're back on flirting. So yeah, there's no more flirting. Like I'm done flirting. Like, I didn't speak to any girl. I spoke to girls, sure, because they were like near me or whatever. Like, I didn't like, if you're there, then I'm gonna. Matter of fact, there was this one girl, freshman, when I was a freshman, and she, whoa, I just like put two and two together. She was so pretty, and I remember. I mean, what do I remember? I remember. What do I remember? Wow, so many thoughts are happening right now. But yeah, she just sat in front of me. Like the way that it would work in that class is like our tables were a part of like these groups, and like we were just face to face on the daily, first thing in the morning. And when my dad will tell you this, and I am my dad's son, the time of the day when you are most laser focused, locked in, on your A game, sharp as a, what's the expression? Pin? I don't know. Sharp as something real sharp. I was just sharp. It was the first class of the day. Those hours are right in the morning. Like when you wake up, and that fog kind of clears. If you're getting good sleep and eating healthy, it should take like 20 to 30 to maybe 45 minutes for that sort of fog to clear, and like you're ready. You're in your game and your senses are going. That's when it's time to lock in, to do what it is that you do. Whatever it is you do, that's the time to do it. And I was there and she was there, and I remember it was really easy to make her laugh. I remember I liked that. Like I made her laugh so easily. Like it was like it was like I was unstoppable. It was like I had this like, and I think part of the reason was that like I wasn't like, there was nothing like I'm going to get a girlfriend for whatever reason I thought that I needed, or like I was just like totally focused on like doing whatever the hell it is that I wanted. And I remember I really wanted to see her smile. Like it was really just fun. Like there was a friend that I had, it wasn't even a girl, just a friend back in elementary school that was never one of my close friends, but like I could always like I could always just make him die laughing. And I loved that. I loved to make someone die laughing. I think that I saw this too, behind comedy, like if you can make someone laugh, it's a highly intelligent thing to be able to be humorous. And I loved the way it felt to make somebody else laugh, because I know how awesome it feels when I laugh. It's just great to like force that on somebody else. It's like no matter what they do, like I'm gonna make you laugh. You know what I'm saying? Right now, my roommate can make me laugh so effortlessly, dude. It's like whatever he does, I piss my pants. Like it's like his face. It's like with like the easiest twitches of like his muscles, I'm on the floor dying laughing. But anyway, and so we're at this table, and like it was just a semester that this was the arrangement. But I remember one time she got braces. Or at some point in the semester, she got braces, and she came in and she did not open her mouth. She would not. And I like I'm telling you, I was sharp. But like, what other reason is there for a kid that age not to open their mouth? Like I immediately locked in. Like she didn't have to open her mouth. It was just clear as day. Like I like looked her straight in her face. Like I know you got braces. Like you don't have to tell anyone. Like this. Like I don't care if you haven't told a soul. Like I know you have braces. Open your mouth. And like I remember it was awesome because I was like, I could probably get her to laugh and open her mouth, right? And it was just like whatever. Like it was just like I didn't care. Like it was just like I was just having fun. I can't remember if I ever that's the thing. Like I don't remember if I ever got her to open her mouth or not. Like I probably saw her braces at one point. I don't fucking remember because it's like it wasn't a priority. It wasn't like I didn't stress. There was no stress. There was no stress. I just had a good time in that class. I had a good time, lots of fun, and I didn't think too much. I didn't think too much at all. And then it was over, and then I went like, and then it's so funny. I think it's like drinking. I think like this. So we have, okay, all right. There are a lot of relationships going on right now all around us all the time, and a lot of them are like really bad. And I don't mean to be mean about that, but it's just like people are really messed up. It's a really complicated day to be alive and to be a human. And this concept of like love and marriage is really, really outdated. I won't say like I'm not going to say that it's like a bad thing. Hell, I chase it, like I don't think it's like bad to, let that be your structure and like, let that be your like framework. But it's like the way that the world is, everyone is expected to do so much constant self-evaluation that dating and partners and such is just like such a, it becomes complex in its own, in its own weird, complex way. And I just don't think it should be. I think that it should just be, chill, I think it should be chill. And I think that, I think that as I, change and evolve and my definition of flirting improves, I'm picking the examples and the times in my life that I want to remember, because memory is what you make of it. You over time will reshape who you are. No one is writing your story. You are writing your story. Like the human brain does not remember what you did 10 years ago, but it remembers how you felt. And even that memory of your feeling is completely subject to change. And that changes completely. I cannot stress this enough. Completely dependent on how you want to change it. Like it's not some weird, like if you've ever watched the TV show Severance, it's not some like any Audi or not Severance, but like, it's not some weird, like, do it all in one day. Like, now I want to think of myself as like an awesome person. All these years I've been an awesome person. Like I'm going to really start to, but like it's just the small things that add up. When I go back and I think about these things and I think about what I'm thinking about these things or what's going on in relation to these things, I just think, yeah, I was just trying my best. Or I was just me. Maybe I wasn't trying my best, but I was just me. And that in itself is like so vague and so perfect that I like that. That was just me. Just me. 3 words that have so little of a meaning that I will constantly not be forced to, but invited to redefine and assess the meaning as time goes, my memory gets older. Because, maybe next week when someone says, hey, how were you when you were younger? It'll be a little bit more muscle memory to just say, oh, I was just me. And then you kind of get to think about that a little bit more. But it's been a week and and then it's, it's like a snowball. And then when you're older, it's like the worst thing you can do. The worst thing you can do is like be far on a pole in some sort of matter. Like say you went through a breakup and that bitch was a bitch, and like when people talk, like, you don't think about it often. Like it's not your top priority to like hate somebody, but like when somebody asks what anything's happened to you or like, hey, what happened to so-and-so? You're like, yeah, fuck them. They did me wrong and I hate them. Like, I don't like them. And that's all you say. Like, it's not a big deal, but like maybe next time you're going to remember saying that and you're going to say it again. And then all of a sudden 20 years have passed and then you have this value that has spawned within you that people have the ability to be awful and evil. Like I cannot tell you how much I see this in the elderly and in those my age at any sort in the process. I see this all the time where people are so quick to just like let themselves live in a world that is not as good as the one that they could have created for themselves. Like, why would you want to live in a world where people have the ability to be just purely evil? Do you know what I'm saying? When I am in public, like I was in, the last time I was in New York City, I was with a buddy and a lot of me being able to think everyone's so good and pure has a lot to do with what I like. This is one of the pros of the way that I was brought up at a young age. I never had to worry about anything. So that has like transitioned over into me being older and I'm like, it's like pivoting this self, like, this whimsical nature where like nothing matters and everything's happy and just like whatever is interesting, do that is like sort of changing into like all people are good people. Or like I said, if I was really on it and really perfect about it, I would scratch both those things that I just said, and I would scratch both of them up to, back then I was just me, and today I'm just me. That would be perfect. But like, you gotta kind of pick a little bit of a side. You gotta be human, or you gotta be interesting. But do you though? I don't know. At the end of the day, hey, I'm just me. So where were we flirting wise? I think I was. Where was I? There was the girl with the braces. And then I want to say like someone who wakes up hungover and says to themselves, I'm never doing that again. Even after all like that, you could say heartbreak, but back then I wouldn't have said heartbreak. I would have said just like, whatever, waste of time. I would have said waste of time. But like I didn't think it was a waste of time. I just decided really not to think about it. So it was like just this place of it was like this weird thing where like when I went back, I was building up a muscle memory to not remember. Isn't that crazy? Like, I over time created the memory of no memory. like what? Like, what is that? Like, why is that? You can never, like, that's so damaging to do that. A lot of times people do it through drugs. I was smoking a lot of weed, and it's just so horrible for you to do that. Like, it's like such a disservice to your past self. Because, like, he really lived that shit, and you're just going to say, like, yeah, nah, we're not ever going to talk about that. Like, no, bro. Like, it happened. Like, how are you going to try and rewrite history? Like, well, you can, like, what do you mean, how are you going to try? But like, how are you going to abuse your power to rewrite history in this way? Like, like this is such a total abuse and like disgusting way to take such a beautiful gift, the ability to rewrite your your past. Was I saying rewrite your future? I mean, it's a little bit of both, right? And use it in such a cynical way, like to burn a library, essentially. You should never, ever do that. So where am I now? What point in the story am I now? I think I am. Now I'm a sophomore in high school. And like I said, because there's like I think the what opens the door for guys at that age to like these things is, or at least for me, right? Because I would have never, like, there would be no flirting, no girls for me ever. Like, I would have just stayed where I was, like how I was, whatever. If it weren't for, I think, lust. I think lust got me. I was on a trip that I was, very great, very privileged to be able to be on. It was like a retreat where young kids go. It was called Outward Bound. And there was a girl that was like literally just a girl. Like, they're all just girls to me, like they're like, it's never like they're all just humans. Like, they're all just as amazing as the next one. Like, I never look at a girl, there are girls that are, pretty and, I guess, but like, it's never like, I don't know what I'm saying, but it's bang, girl, pretty girl, they're everywhere. And of course there's one here. And now I'm like I said at the beginning of this episode, I was horny and I don't know like how to do that, So this is like the beginning of like this thought process that I used to have a lot. I used to have like this method, right? And I carried it all the way through high school. And a lot of guys, they're never going to talk about it, but they have it within themselves because you want to, you want to be a man, and being a man is like women, and women is flirting. So how do you flirt, right? And it's always intertwined with rejection. You never want to get rejected. So then you think back to all the memories you have, and at this time you've done some pretty substantial rewriting. You don't realize the power that you have until you get older and you really try to think back about what has happened to you. But at that time, I had certainly done some rewriting. I thought, you think like, oh, my parents are so old and like I have so many years, I don't even have a driver's license, I'm not an adult, I can't even drink. Like, you think you're just a kid, and you think that like you don't really have a say in the world, but you do. You have such a big say in you and how you are and what you think. So with that rewriting, I went back and I sifted through my files, right? Like how to flirt. How do I find that? Which section is this? I'm walking through my own brain, and it's like, oh, that girl at the, how do I recreate the girl with the braces? How do I recreate that? Because I'd make her laugh and it was fun, And I remember I even had this conflict at the time. And the conflict was like, well, if I want to recreate this intentionally, then I think I'm kind of a bad person because I'm doing it for something that like I think I have to think more about this. Maybe I'm not a bad person, but I think this needs some more thought because like the first go around, I was pretty solid and pretty firm in like I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, and also I just like to see people smile and laugh. That those are the two, like those were values that like I still stand on today. Although a little bit less on the hurt feelings thing. And it was less back then. Like it was less back then. Back then I wasn't thinking too much about. I was just like thinking about in the few times that I did think about it, it was just like laughing, good. Ha, smile. People smile, good, happiness. So then I get the ball. I try to recreate this. Like, how do I become the person that makes the ha smile good? And I'm sure I was such a character on that trip to everyone involved, right? Because, social it's complex. There's one girl you want to go after, but it's like a 7-person group. So like you got to make everyone laugh. And like, you know what I'm saying? And I remember going to bed and thinking about what I was doing. And I'm like, is this, you have thoughts like, is this right? Is this good? Am I good? And a little voice says like, no. a little voice says like, no, you're not. And you just ignore it. Because like you're really good at ignoring things, I guess. There was one point during that trip, and it was like, I don't know, like there was one point during that trip, I think that like I started to, I tell her she was hot or something, or like, I don't know, as a young person, you're always just like testing limits. Like, what can I say? What, like, you're just taking it, you're just soaking in data like a wet sponge. I remember my counselor, or one of my counselors, one was really old. And I feel like when you're old, you're very wise and you never intervene. You just let things play out. But one was young, probably around the age that I am now. And I remember once I got in trouble with her because the girl that I was, after, I made like a sexual comment, like in front of everybody. Maybe I think it was like it was in front of everybody, and I don't think you should ever do that. First off, like I feel kind of gross saying that I did that. Like I think I was like damn or whatever. I probably said like damn, because like she bent over, and like people heard it because they were near, right? And like I probably projected my voice. Like this is, everything you do is intentional, right? So like I did this, this happened. I did this. There's no excuse, and I feel bad about it. I would never do that sort of thing nowadays. I said, damn. Fat ass. I didn't say fat ass. Who knows what the fuck I said? I don't remember. I got pulled aside by this counselor or whatever. And we went on a walk. And she reminded me, like you can't intermingle with, like, that's one of the rules of, like, this retreat. Like, no romantic relationships. And I'm like, okay, lady, rules are meant to be broken. You're just like jealous or whatever. I don't know what you got going on, but like, I'm going to listen to you and like say, okay, and I understand and I'm sorry, but like, I'm not going to change a damn thing about what I'm doing. Like, I'm going to like hear you out, I guess. Like, I'm going to, pretend like I'm whatever. And I think back to this, and I think like she probably, like, I can only imagine how she saw the situation. Like, she must have felt like the urge to pull me aside. Like, she literally couldn't stand it. Who knows what else she had seen throughout that entire trip, but that was probably the point where she was like, she literally couldn't stop herself, and she pulled me away and tried to like be mad. Like, she was mad at me. I remember she was angry, and I never like when people are angry at me, but I didn't care. I didn't think too much about it. Like, I'm still like it's like this perfect mix of like not caring and caring about all the wrong things all at once. You know what I'm saying? And on the last 3 or 2 or 1 nights, we like, the counselors went to bed early because it's like a trust thing and whatever. And like, we totally like kissed and stuff. And, I remember and all I had done up to that point was just kiss girls and roll around with girls, right? Just bunch of like lots of kissing and rolling around, like just super fucking horny. Just like horned the hell up, like as horny as humankind could ever allow a soul to be. Just like a fucking, like, you ever seen a dog and its penis is like bright red, like and it looks like a popsicle? Like, that's me. Like, and then the trip ends, and you don't know anything. Like, you're just trying to know things. So in the pursuit of trying to know things, I fly to her and I stay with her family, and like, she flew to me once, and she took my virginity. She had had sex once before, and flirting, I guess. I guess I flirted. But like that, gentlemen, can I just tell you please listen to what I'm going to say. You need to really understand how you flirt, and you should take very little from the outcome of each flirting thing. Because just as you are a young person getting older, trying to figure out what is right and what is wrong, so are all of the girls that you are, say, trying to get something out of, trying to flirt with, trying to succeed in some task. Maybe, who the fuck knows what's going on in your mind? I'm just saying that when I look back on this experience, it worked. I had sex, your boy's red rocket found a docking station, ding, ding, ding. I was so nervous, but we did it anyway. We had sex. And I don't it didn't work out. And every single time I have sex with somebody and it doesn't work out, I feel, I don't know. It's why would you, there are diseases and things, and there are, it's you, there's not really a difference between the man that does not have sex ever and the man that has it every day. It's it's an extreme grass is greener scenario. If you ask either one of those men, I think the more extreme side is the man that doesn't have sex. If you ask him what it would be like to have sex every day, he'd probably be like, that would be life-altering, life-changing, the most, amazing thing that could ever happen to me. When in reality, it would you just get your rocks off every day. It'd probably be, it's the body adapts and you're always trying to find the normal. And that happens without you even trying to do it. So having sex every day is okay, cool. You had sex it's not this holy thing. It's not this, crazy, amazing thing. I think something really dangerous is, nowadays at least, the church is wait till marriage. That makes it this such a crazy thing when it's not. You really should just do what you feel. I think that once again, I know that I'm different than most because I was privileged to grow up the way I grew up, and my message of do what you feel might not connect with majority of those listening like it connects with me, but it's if you've listened to me, then maybe you're whatever. So today I'm still horny. Still horny. And still heartbroken. I heartbreak never goes away. You're always going to be damn, I wasn't enough. That shit, that, maybe if I was better, if I was better looking, more attractive, this, I know personally me that if I see something that I got to have, then I really make a big effort to have it. And if I was something that people had to have, then how come no one seems to be making a big effort to have me? It's I want to be in a relationship, and I also want to have sex, and I am aware of the tool that is flirtation. And like any tool, it has its use cases, it has its utility, and it has its experience levels, with any tool like that, you need discipline, you need sleep, hygiene, exercise, and diet, and you need patience. Fellas, to flirt is to say hello. All right? You might think that I'm crazy. What, just say hello to her? Yeah, like you've ever flirted before. I have, brother. Okay? I've got a lot of yeses, a lot of nos. I've been places, I've been back. You see a girl you like? Fucking say hey. All right? You don't got to tell her that you could see a life with family and kids with her. And you also don't got to avoid her at all costs. You know what I'm saying? Just go up there, say, what's up? Say, yo. Say, hey, little mama, why don't you come over here and let me holler at you? Let me holler at you, little mama. With that, I didn't tell any of the stories of the fun things that happened today, but it's been an hour, so I'm going to cut this recording off. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for listening. And try your hand at flirting. You know, try your hand at flirting. Do it for me. Leave a comment. Did you do it? Did you not? Send me a text. Send me an email. If you email me, I'll give you my phone number. You can call me whenever you like. I'd love to hear about you flirting. I would love it. I would love to hear about you flirting. This country is going to be huge. Everyone's going to flirt. Was that good? All right. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Episode 81 over.